Good morning, everybody. This is Alan Crone, CEO of the Crone Law Firm, here for kind of a morning update on new developments with coronavirus recovery efforts. First thing I want to say is I checked the Tennessee Department of Labor website. There's still no guidance on it for independent contractors and self-employed and folks that don't have a wage payment history as an employee. I expect that to come up anytime. Keep checking, keep applying with the department, and because you will qualify for the COVID-19 $600 a week benefit if you can self-certify that you're out of work because of the virus. And you can go to our website, and it's got a list of the qualification events. Big news last night as we were all packing up at the end of the day, the Small Business Administration issued a 31-page interim final rule on how lenders are supposed to process the Paycheck protection program under the stimulus package. This is the package for small businesses that can, among other things, get a forgivable loan to cover payroll, rent, utilities, and that sort of thing. There's a lot of guidance in that. Clears up a lot of confusion that had been out there. I've talked to many of you about how to fill out these forms. The application, which is a deceptively simple-looking application, but the devil's in the details. There's new guidance on what information goes into the monthly average payroll number. The interest rate for the loans has gone up from 0.5% to 1%, which I think in the grand scheme of things is probably not a material change for a lot of people. And it also looks like that the application process may be a little bit slower than we first thought it was going to be. I have said all along, and I think I can continue to say, if you're a small business person that has a business with lots of employees, or you're just self-employed or an independent contractor, and you're looking to file under this this relief package, be flexible, be patient, and be vigilant. Keep in contact with your banker. Your banker is your best contact in all of this because he or she will be able to tell you what is on the cutting edge. But you want to make sure, as you're preparing this and spending the money and spending any other COVID remedial money, that you're keeping that separate in terms of accounting. Make sure you can account for this money, because down the road there may be some other packages available for remediation efforts. There may be tax credits, there may be tax deductions. So what I've asked my bookkeeper to do, and I'm advising my clients, I think it's just a good idea. Create a separate account in your accounting system, your general ledger or whatever, and just note anytime you make an expenditure that you believe is related to the shutdown, the coronavirus situation, what have you. And then that way you'll have a schedule of those expenses if you ever need to look to see if some of them qualify for future or current government aid. That'll save you some time. I think down the road you won't have to go picking and choosing things out from a big general ledger. Hopefully you'll have a lot of those things already captured in one place. We'll be putting out a bulletin later in the day with more detailed information, particularly on this guidance we got from the SBA last night. We're going to analyze that and put the highlights up. I'll also get our folks to put the whole document up on our website, and maybe shoot out something early this morning with just the raw document if you want to take a look at it. It's very, very helpful. There's still going to be a lot of unanswered questions because everybody's situation is a little bit different, but we're going to work through it. I would caution you on the forgivable side of this. I don't think that the SBA and the banks have really started to think through how that is going to work. So I would just say be very judicious in spending that money, because if you're concerned about the forgivable nature of it. I mean, 1% money is 1% money, and there are a lot of businesses that'll say, well, as long as I can pay that back with good terms, be paid back on a 2-year term. And some businesses may not worry about that, but other businesses may say, look, I want this to be forgivable. I don't want to increase my debt if I can avoid it. So be very, very judicious as you spend that money. I'm advising folks, if you know somebody in the not-for-profit sector that's used to dealing with government grants, that'd be a great resource, because those folks are used to dealing with spending one pot of money on one type of thing. There are all kinds of rules about how you can spend that federal grant money. And so they're used to to business people, it's kind of a fiction. Well, cash is cash. If I've got $1 million in my bank account, who cares where $100,000 of it came? I'm still spending it all for the right things. Well, that may be true, but you want to develop some good practices so that if you're ever asked, you can show that you spent that PPP money on payroll, on rent. Only 20% of that money can be spent on rent and utilities. Most of it, 80%, 75, 80% must be spent on salaries. And that's clarified in this bulletin. They really want most of this money, about 8 weeks of salary, to be paid to employees. That's why it's called the Paycheck Protection Act. So, all right, well, that's what I have this morning. I appreciate everybody listening. Stay safe. This is just, I think, one thing to keep in mind, no matter what your situation is, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an employee, whether you're an independent contractor, you're not employed, whatever the case may be, everybody's in the same boat. Everybody is dealing with the same set of circumstances. And as I've said many times, the United States is the $6 million man. We have the technology, and we can be better, stronger, faster when this thing is over. I pray every day for those folks who are going to get sick, who are sick, and who are, God forbid, going to die from this. That's the unfortunate part. But we've all got to hang together. And if I can do anything for anyone, please don't hesitate to email or call us. Again, this is Alan Crone. Thank you all very much. And I look forward to seeing all of you at a Tiger game very, very soon, where we can focus on something that's really important, college football. All right, and basketball. Thank you.